Have you ever sat down to study and suddenly realized an hour's gone mud and you've done nothing? Or opened your phone just for a minute and ended up scrolling for half the night? You tell yourself, tomorrow I'll change. But tomorrow looks exactly the same. If you've ever felt trapped in that cycle, this story is yours. Because once there was a boy who lived that same life until one lesson changed everything. In a quiet little American town surrounded by green hills and whispering pine trees lived a boy named Ethan Miller. Ethan was bright, the kind of kid teachers loved, curious, sharp, full of ideas. But there was one problem that no one could fix for him, not even himself. He couldn't focus. Every time he opened a book, his mind drifted away. If he sat down to study, a single buzz from his phone was enough to pull him out of it. Sometimes he'd spend hours doing nothing, scrolling, daydreaming, thinking about what he should be doing. And every night he'd promise himself, tomorrow, I'll change. But tomorrow always came with the same distractions. His father, Mr. Miller, was a hard-working mechanic, a quiet man who'd learned life through experience, not books. He often told Ethan, "Son, your mind's like a wild horse. If you don't learn to ride it, it'll drag you into the dirt. But if you train it, it'll carry you further than you ever dreamed." But Ethan never really listened. One summer afternoon, after another disappointing report card, his father didn't yell. He just said, "Come with me." They drove to the edge of town, to a small wooden house surrounded by a peaceful garden. There lived an old retired teacher named Mr. Harris, known for mentoring kids who'd lost their focus. When Ethan met him, Mr. Harris smiled warmly. "Your father tells me you're smart," he said, "but you can't stay focused." Ethan nodded quietly. Mr. Harris picked up a glass of water and said, "Take this glass, walk around my garden once, and don't spill a single drop." At first, Ethan thought it was simple, but as he walked, the wind rustled the trees, birds chirped, kids laughed at the park nearby, and every time he looked around, a few drops spilled. When he came back, half the water was gone. Mr. Harris asked, "What happened?" Ethan sighed. "I got distracted." Mr. Harris smiled gently. "That glass, Ethan, is your goal. The water inside it, that's your focus. The distractions you heard, that's the world. If you don't discipline your mind, you'll spill everything that matters before you even know it." That moment hit him deep. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He realized every day he'd been spilling his own glass, not with water, but with time, energy, and dreams. The next morning, he decided to change. He started small, waking up at the same time each day. He left his phone in another room while studying. He gave his full attention to one thing at a time. He even began meditating, 5 minutes every morning, training his mind to be still. At first it was hard. His thoughts still wandered, but each time he gently brought them back. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Slowly, he felt the change. His memory sharpened, his stress faded, his confidence grew. A year later, his school announced a national problem-solving competition, one of the toughest in the country. Hundreds of students joined, Ethan too. When the test began, the questions were brutal. Students panicked, some gave up. But Ethan stayed calm, just like Mr. Harris had taught him. One question at a time, one drop at a time. When results came out, his name was on top. Ethan Miller, national champion. The crowd cheered. Mr. Harris smiled quietly from the back row. Ethan had proven that a disciplined mind beats talent, luck, and even intelligence. From then on, people in town called him the boy who mastered his mind. But the truth is, Ethan wasn't special. He was just like you, distracted, restless, tired of starting over. The only difference? He stopped waiting for the world to change and started training his mind to stay still. So, if you felt even a small spark inside you tonight, don't let it fade. Because your next chapter begins the moment you take control of your focus. Like this video if it spoke to your heart. Comment, "I will focus," to make a promise to yourself. Share this story with someone who needs it, and subscribe because your journey toward mastering your mind starts right now.